Hi, and welcome to Our Truth Ministries lesson on fear. Today, we're going to begin a 4-part series learning all about fear. This first lesson is titled, What is Fear? Now, the first thing we're going to look at is fear from a Western abstract perspective. And this is because this is the way most of us here in America and in other European and colonized areas of the world, this is how we view fear from a Western abstract perspective. Any idea or philosophy that is said to be of a Western thought typically means that it's more European and it has been adopted from European cultures such as the Greeks and the Romans. In the Bible, these are the very people that are called Gentiles. Ironically, it is these types of customs and cultures that the Bible repeatedly warns us not to adopt. In Western thought, fear is defined as an unpleasant negative emotion caused by a belief or perception of danger or an unwanted outcome, predominantly in the interest of one's own self-preservation or the preservation of their loved ones. The short definition commonly provided for fear is to be afraid, which is a perfect example of abstract thought. Rather we say be afraid or fear, it tells us nothing more about this idea. As we'll learn in Hebrew thought, the more concrete definition tells us all that we need to know to understand every aspect of fear. There are several differences between Western and Hebrew thought, particularly as it pertains to defining fear. In Western thought, fear is an abstract idea. So it's something that cannot really be seen, touched, or evidenced. And it is also a negative concept. In addition, it is an emotion. And these are actually all things that set Western definition of fear apart from the Hebraic definition of fear. In Hebrew thought, which is the thought that is apparent throughout the entire Bible, not just the Old Testament, but all of the Bible. And in Hebrew thought, fear is concrete. It is something that is physically evident. But because it's concrete, it also requires a more in-depth look for complete understanding. And that is what we're going to do throughout these lessons. Fear in Hebrew thought is also neutral as opposed to negative. And this means that fear is neither negative or positive. It just is. And it's something that is unavoidable. Also in Hebrew thought, rather than being an emotion, fear is an action. And there is one thing that both Western and Hebrew fear has in common, and that is that they are both based in the basic human instinct. Sorry about that. Basic human instinct. And what I mean by that is that both Hebrew and Western definitions of fear point to a self-preservation motivation, right? So the human in fear, they fear out of self-preservation. They want to save themselves or their loved ones from some sort of perceived harm or danger. Okay, and so that is what the two have in common. Stay tuned for video 2, where we'll discuss the 3 different types of fear in Western and Hebrew perspectives.